Hello and welcome to another in the Answer Data Governance Coach video series. And today I'm going to ask a question that actually I did a whole webinar on a few years ago, but I can't find the link to it for the life of me. But a number of times recently, people have asked me, how does records management and information management fit with data governance? And I think this comes from a number of reasons. I've had a number of people on my training courses who perhaps have been information managers for an organization and have been asked to take on data governance. And more recently, and the email that prompted this video was somebody saying that she was trying to do data governance, but the information management and record management team were kind of saying that she was treading on their toes and that really should she be doing this. So here's my views on things. So I think you have to think very much that information management and records management is based on the use of data. So when we're doing data governance, we are looking at the building blocks, the actual data. So we could be looking at my name to see if it's populated. We could be looking at, say, my date of birth to see, is it populated? Is it a correct date format? But we look at these things individually. But when you start looking at records management and information management, as some people call it, we're very much then looking at the data in context. So the typical definition of information, which is data in context. So as far as I'm concerned, they're the same principles. You don't look at a whole record of a customer without having some context and understanding it. Well, we do that when we look at basic information. And I think the lines between them are very blurry. I think that, as data governance, whilst we might say we look at the building blocks, quite often, maybe even to do data quality rules, we look at other fields to do the data quality rules. So it's not as cut and dried as saying as data governance, we only care about the building blocks. Because we do look a little bit wider, but we tend to be looking at that data out of context for the majority of time. And it's the information management and the records management that looks a bit wider. Now, over the years, I have worked on a number of teams and helped a number of teams where the data governance team has been asked to take on information management and records management. I think sometimes this veers into document and folder control. And it's perhaps sometimes a little bit wider than the normal data governance. But at the basis of all of it, I believe that they're the same principles. We want to understand what we've got, where it is, what it should be used for, and is it good enough? So I think whether we're talking data or information, we need to align our activities. And I found this out the hard way in very early days, not quite when I was making it up as I went along in the bank, but my first ever contract role. And I was making really good progress with data governance. And then somebody said one day, honestly, I'm getting really fed up. That chat you sent to talk to me is like changing the name of my role. Everything's got confused. And I went, I didn't send a chat to talk to you. I don't know what you're talking about. And at this point, we worked out that actually that organization had hired a records manager. And he was going around doing information management, and he'd gone and talked to one of my, unfortunately, more challenging data owners at that organization and told him he was now an information owner. And he was really cross because I'd taken months to convince him he was a data owner, and now he felt like everything was getting confusing. Now, I went and found that person. We agreed to work together. We agreed to have one role name for whether we were talking about data management or information management. And we made sure that all our activities were aligned. And apart from that slight little hiccup at the start of their records management initiative, I actually got on really well with this chap, and it worked better to work together. So I think they are seen quite understandably as different disciplines, and they're often done by different teams within an organization. But whatever you do, we're all aiming for the same thing, and we're doing the same principles. So you need to align data management and information management. So I hope you found that useful. If you have, please help me on my mission to help as many people as possible be successful with data governance. And comment, share this on your choice of social media. I really appreciate it. And I hope you will join me here next time. And don't forget, if you have a question you would like me to answer, just email them in to questions@nicolaascombe.com.